What is going on? We're in a different country. Here I am.
Give me all you've got if you're prepared to.
Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today we are going to be doing a nose job Q&A. I asked on Instagram and Snapchat for you guys to ask me questions about my nose job because that has been where most of my reach is from. Like on TikTok, I got 7.9 million views and 1.2 million likes. YouTube, it's my most viewed video is my nose job in Turkey, so I figured I would do a little follow-up on that. So I got the surgery in June of 2021. It's now March 2022. My surgery date was June 8th. We're coming on June, July, August, September, January. Wait, January, February, March. Alright, so we're almost at 9 months post-op, and this is what it looks like. Like, I'm loving it. Your nose is not fully healed until a year post-op. I don't know if it's gonna look any different after the next 3 months, but we're gonna see. Gotta get glossy for Instagram. Let's go. The first question is, how long did it take for your tip to drop? So, for people that don't know what that means, the tip of your nose, it starts out higher, and this is what it looks like now. The tip being up is from swelling. It honestly might drop even more, not much more, because it's only 3 more months left until the whole year's up. But I started noticing a difference in my nose after about 1 month, and it was also really swollen here. I guess it started dropping at like 1 month. It's just like a gradual thing. I never noticed it just different. How long after you got the surgery did you start liking the way it looked? This is a good question. I remember the day I got my cast removed, I fucking hated it, guys. I literally hated it. And I pretended that I liked it because in my head, I know that it's going to get better, but will I like the result? That's what you don't know. My nose was not awful to begin with. I hated it, but it wasn't as bad as when I took the freaking cast off. When he took the cast off, I was in shock. I look in the mirror, I was like, you're kidding. You are absolutely kidding. Is this what I'm going to look like for the rest of my life? And I was just like on the verge of crying because of how bad I hated it. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Okay, yeah, I like it. It looks good. And I was just faking that shit. Fake it till you make it. But we made it, baby. I started liking it probably a little bit more after 1 month, but it was still swollen. 2 months is when I started to love my nose. And did it hurt? So honestly, the surgery itself, I was obviously put to sleep, anesthesia, not dead. I did not feel any pain. This is the process. So they give you the drugs, they lay you on the chair, and then you just gradually like kind of fall asleep. And I don't even remember falling asleep. And then all of a sudden I wake up and I didn't feel shit. I was like, did the surgery already happen? And I'm just like fucked up on drugs in that chair. What is going on? So yeah, I didn't feel any pain. And then the worst part was when I was being rolled out on the chair back into my room and I was freezing. When you wake up from anesthesia, you are freezing. So I'm just like shivering. And then I got back to the room, my mom gave me a blanket because she's such a good mom. I think the worst pain, like actual pain, because being cold isn't pain, when he took the cast off, he had to like go under the cast and like peel it off. And then he had to stick a suction thing up, and I think it was like prongs, and then he pulled out the tampons out of my nose, which they call them tampons. I think they're made of silicone and it helps it keep its shape. And then they had to pull those out. That was treacherous. I literally hated it. And then they sucked out the gunk. They just like, I could breathe after that. I had a deviated septum, so I could barely breathe before, and now I'm just like, I can breathe again. When that happened, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, bro. But then the absolute worst pain was when he was taking out the stitches around my nose here. Here is really sensitive, but like around my nose, because he made my nostrils smaller, so he had to like, that pain. I was sweating. I could feel myself drenched in sweat because of how bad that hurt. I was like, help me. That's pretty much it for the pain though. Did you like your nose immediately after tape off? Well, I kind of just answered that, but no, I did not. I fucking hated it. How did you tell your friends slash coworkers you had a nose job? My close friends, I just told them because I obviously was going to Turkey, so, and I posted on social media about it, so it was kind of just out there. Coworkers, I had to take off work for it, so when I took off work, I told them. And basically what ended up happening was, I think it was scheduled for March, so it was 9 months. It was scheduled for now. Like, the fact that I'd be getting the surgery now instead of in June, that's crazy. But I was put on a cancellation list, so about 2 weeks before my surgery, they texted me on WhatsApp and they were like, hey, can you come in 2 weeks? I was like, 2 weeks? So the first thing I did was check with my mom to see if she could be available in 2 weeks, and thank God she was able to do it. And then I went to my job and I was like, hey, my nose job got rescheduled, so I have to go to Turkey in 2 weeks. Is there any way I can get off work, please? So then they were able to work things out with my schedule and I flew to Turkey. But my coworkers kind of just knew because of me taking off work. And then I came back and they were like, let me see your nose. So that was annoying because when everyone wanted to see my nose when I came back, I hated it still. So, you know, that's not fun when you hate your nose and everyone wants to look at it. And I was like, it's still swollen, like it's gonna get better, I promise. But it definitely was not as bad as when they first took the cast off. Did it make your breathing or sense of smell feel any weirder or different? Well, it helped my breathing, so that's good. I was able to finally breathe again. Sense of smell, it wasn't weird, it was different. Clarity, I could finally smell. Like, imagine just barely being able to smell something unless you're like, well, that's good. I literally could barely smell anything, but now, you know, I can smell. What is a nose job? I don't know if this question is serious or not, but a nose job, let's look up the definition. A nose job is an operation involving rhinoplasty or cosmetic surgery on a person's nose. Basically, you don't like your nose, you get plastic surgery and they fix it. Do you have a before and after from the OR? Yes, I do. They took the picture. Oh my god, I loved it so much. I will put it right here for you guys. Those before and after pictures, when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, I'm in love. That's pretty much what it is supposed to look like around there. Which part hurt the most? The part that hurt the most was taking out the stitches. That's literally the worst part of the whole thing. You just got operated a week ago and now they're ripping stitches out of your nose. That shit hurts. You have a nose? Yeah, bitch, I have a nose. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought I'd put that one in there because that was just weird. Total cost including flight and stay. So I calculated every single thing that we did, including we had a tour of Istanbul, drivers and flight and hotel and the surgery and shopping and food. It all came out to around $10,000. And we were there for about 2 weeks. Did people you didn't tell you had a nose job to realize you had one when they saw you? Pretty much everyone already knew because of social media, but the people that didn't have me on social media or didn't know, they were just kind of like, oh, you look different. And I'm like, but if you're talking about people that I've never met before, no one has said anything like, oh, have you had a nose job? But I have gotten a lot of compliments from people that I didn't know before the surgery, and it's like, you have such a pretty nose. And I'm like, oh, thanks, I had a nose job. Because obviously I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not one of those people. When did you start liking your result? About 2 months after. Now it's a lot better than 2 months after too, which is funny. So now is when I really like it. All right, so now we're moving on to Snapchat. Where did you get it done and around how much was it? My girl been trying to get one. Okay, so I got it done in Istanbul, Turkey. About 10,000 for everything, but the thing is in the US for a good surgeon, it's like 20,000 for everything. The fact that I got to make a vacation out of it too, and we got to go on a tour before the surgery, that was really cool. And I'd never been to Turkey and it's freaking beautiful there. So it was a whole ass vacation and a surgery for half the price of just a surgery in the US. And it was an experience. How bad did it hurt? I don't know. It didn't hurt. Scale of 1 to 10, what was the pain level after surgery? After surgery, literally no pain. Maybe, I'm gonna say like a 2, because it hurt if you touched it. Now it doesn't. I probably shouldn't be doing that. Bro, why'd you get a nose job? Let me see a before and after pic. My bad, I'm dumb as fuck. That is a before and after pic. I got a nose job because I simply hated my nose and I couldn't breathe. Best of both worlds. I got to fix my breathing and I broke my nose and I got to fix the break. Does it feel different? So feel as if me not touching it and on my face, no, it feels exactly the same. It just feels like a nose. But feel like touch, yeah. So the tip is hard. I can't push on it. Most people's noses smush, mine doesn't. That's the only difference, and that's not something that anyone's even gonna notice. How long did it take to heal? It takes a full year to fully heal. By June of next year, I will be fully healed, and to look better, 2 months. How did you breathe? I can breathe now. What drugs did they give? So I'm not sure the name of the antibiotic they gave me, but I did have an antibiotic, and I think they gave me Vicodin for pain. So, you know, I was on top of the world. How was the healing process? I had to tape my nose every night for like a month. The healing process was good. I just listen to your doctor if you get a nose job. How bad did it hurt and how much did it cost? Because it's very pretty and I want one so bad. Well, first of all, thank you so much. And second of all, you probably don't need a nose job. But if you want one, I'm not against it, because that would be hypocritical of me. Definitely, if you want to get a nose job, really think about it, because it's a big decision. It's like a life-changing decision. Do your research, make sure you go to a good doctor, and if you don't go to a good doctor, good luck to you. It did not hurt. Painkillers are queen in this situation. How do you feel about it? I love it. I hated my nose. Like, if someone looked at me from my side profile like this, I would be like don't look at me. From the front, I kind of liked it, but now that I have my new nose, I like my new nose better from the front, because I had a like lower tip. I got the Italian nose, but my tip was kind of lower, and I just feel like this nose fits my face a lot more than my old nose did. How long did it take? Pretty sure the doctor said it takes about 1 to 2 hours. Like, if you're talking about like the actual surgery itself, don't quote me on that. Do you regret it sometimes? Oh, not now. But when I first got the tape off, yes, I freaking regretted the shit out of it. When he took the cast off, I look in the mirror, I was like, I did not do this to myself. I was on the verge of crying. I was like, I know I did not fly to Turkey, go through all this shit just to hate my nose. But now I'm in love with it. So this is basically what I'm trying to tell you guys, is if you get a nose job, when you first get the cast off, do not think that's gonna be your nose forever, because it's not. So you're probably gonna fucking hate it when you first get the cast off. Now we're moving on to TikTok questions. How much does it cost in Turkey? Which places do you recommend to do this at? So for just the nose job, I'm pretty sure it was about $4,000, and obviously all the other costs added up to 10K. That's pretty cheap. 4,000? You're not gonna find anything cheaper than 10,000 in the US, and you probably won't get a good doctor if you're only spending 10,000. And if you do get a good doctor spending 10,000, you are lucky, because that is cheap for the US. I got mine done at Clinic Hub in Istanbul, and my doctor was dr.you, or Yusuf Orhan Uçal. I think that's how you say it. Please don't quote me on that, but I'll put his Instagram right here for you guys, and I'll also put Clinic Hub's Instagram. They have like one other surgeon, and he's really good as well. Basically, when you text Clinic Hub, they send you a picture of what each doctor thinks is best for your nose, and I really liked Dr. Yu's nose better, but the other doctor was just as good. So, and I think he's a tad bit cheaper. Like, Dr. Yu had a longer wait than the other doctor, but I got put on a cancellation list, and here I am. But how do you do the PCR COVID test to sit on the plane? That's a good question. Obviously, you can get it normally before the nose job, and then after. Part of Clinic Hub's thing is they give you the COVID test in the hospital, like 1 or 2 days before you have to leave for your plane. So my mom and I both had to get ours, obviously, because she needs one to go back to, and they did it for my guest as well, which is nice that she didn't have to find somewhere to get a COVID test when we're in a foreign country and we don't know anything around us. She got hers done by her nose and her mouth, which I don't know why they do both, but they do both. And then I got mine done just orally for after the surgery, because obviously when you have your nose just got operated on, you cannot have a Q-tip being shoved up your nose. But yeah, it's oral, so you don't have to worry about any of that. What clinic if not a secret? Clinic Hub. Put their Instagram up. Do you still have to wear a mask with a nose job? Wouldn't that affect it wearing it? So yes, you still have to wear a mask on the plane and pretty much anywhere that requires a mask. But on the plane, they gave me like this thing to put over my nose. I think it was the cast, but it was like the hard part, the shell. So they put it on and it's like a protectant. So then when you put the mask on it, you don't even feel the mask on your nose. You know, I just recommend don't get a tight mask. How long do you have to stay after the surgery? So I stayed about a week because you have to have the cast and the tampons and all that shit in your nose for about a week. And then they take it out and then you can go home. Who did yours? I need mine done. Dr. You. Why all the way to Turkey? Cheap, and I love Turkey surgeons' style of noses. I'm getting the best of both worlds because Turkey has cheaper surgeons and I prefer their style of noses anyways. I was looking at Turkey surgeons and then comparing it to US surgeons and how the before and after pictures look, and Turkey is what I wanted, and look at that. I got what I wanted. How do you tell or convince your parents, LOL, I'm scared too? For me, I had been wanting a nose job forever, and I would always talk to my mom about it because I hated my nose so bad. And she was like, well, you obviously can't get one, you're so young. I was like fucking 14. But I just kept talking about it occasionally here and there. And then when I was 17, I was really looking into it because I was like, I'm almost 18, I can get it. So I had saved my money since freshman year of high school, since I started working. And I made all the money and I was like, Mom, you know I want a nose job. I've been talking about it for 4 years and I have the money. So as soon as I graduated high school, I just got my nose job. But I was still 17, so you know, they don't recommend you getting it at 17. They recommend, I'm pretty sure it's 18. It's growing forever, but that's when it stops developing. I was literally turning 18 in 16 days when I had my surgery. So you're practically 18. All right, now moving on to YouTube questions. I only have a couple. Did you need a COVID test to get into Turkey or back into the States? Yes, you need a COVID test to leave the US, and then you need a COVID test to get back into the States. This was in June, so I'm not exactly sure how the rules apply now. You might need to be vaccinated and get a test, I think. I don't even know. But back then it was just a COVID test. How long before your surgery did you book? Please. Also, how long do they take to respond to you? I contacted them, but they haven't replied yet, but all the other surgeons I've contacted have replied. So I booked my surgery like a month or maybe 2 months before I got in. They were booked up. My original appointment was like 10 months away, and yeah, but then I got put on a cancellation list. So just ask them to put you on a cancellation list if you think you could up and go in 2 weeks whenever they call you, because you most likely will get called, especially with COVID. A lot of people have to cancel very last minute because they got COVID or their test came out positive or some family thing happened. Like, people are flying out of the country to get this done, so a lot of things can come up to where they can't make it to their appointment. So cancellation list is definitely what you need to do. How long did they take to respond to you? So I texted Clinic Hub on Instagram, DM them, and I think they responded within like 1 or 2 days, and then they gave me their WhatsApp information, and then I just started texting them from WhatsApp. And once you get them on WhatsApp, it's easy. I didn't talk to the doctor directly, they kind of talk to him for me. So I would ask questions, they'd be like, let me check with the doctor, because obviously he's a busy man, he can't be texting me all day. Like, think about all the people texting this WhatsApp number that aren't even serious about the surgery. So obviously he can't be texting them directly, especially with how many followers this man has. He's popular. Which hotel are you staying at? So I stayed at the Sheraton in Istanbul. They put a package together for us and I didn't have to book the hotel. They booked it for us and then they just gave us the information. The only thing that I had to book myself was the tour and the flight. And they gave me all the information of what I need. They got the drivers for us and everything. It was nice. And then we asked the hotel staff what a good tour guide was, so that we wouldn't get scammed, because again, we're in a different country, like we don't know anything. So they found us an amazing tour guide. I love him so much. He was amazing. I will put his Instagram up here as well, because if you ever go to Turkey, you definitely need to take a tour with him. He's so sweet, he's so funny, and he will show you the greatest spots. Please, why did you choose Dr. Orhan? I love your nose. It started out with, on TikTok, I saw nose job in Turkey. And I was like, okay. I was just like, this is interesting. And then it was a different doctor from what I saw on TikTok, but I kept doing my research, watched hours of videos on nose jobs in Turkey. And I was like, this is legit? Is this real? My hairdresser is actually from Turkey, and she gave me all the details, and she was like, yeah, it's legit. And then she's like telling me all about it. I'm like, I need to get this done. She was a big help. She was probably the biggest reason as to why I decided to go to Turkey. That's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any more questions or concerns, feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's in the description below, or comment on this video. I think that's it. Is that it? Is that all I have to say? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.